Welcome, my kings. A lot of you guys are asking, what the fuck is a short king? Why is he creating this? Let me get to the little nuances. The reason why I did create this channel is because, how can I explain it to you guys? In this world, the world is hard, man. It's hard for a man. All right. It's really hard to be a man. It's really hard to grow into a man. And in 2023, there's not real men out here anymore, really. Like, you run into a few, but then you find out they're simping, or you run into somebody and you find out, they're they're not who they say they are. They're not as masculine as you say they are. In this channel, we're gonna speak about this, and we're gonna empower each other. We're gonna talk about how to still be a real man in 2023 with all these nuances. We're basically at war with women and men, and we're gonna discuss everything. Who's at fault? Chivalry's still dead. It's still up. But before any of that, I know you guys are looking at the ShortKingz thing and thinking this is only for what is that about? Well, let me explain this channel to you guys just a little bit and how I got my background about the name. The ShortKingz came to me because I see a lot of, like I said, Fresh and Fit, all these guys. They are my idols, man. I look up to these guys. It's hard to be a man and not look up to these men, to these other young men who's made it from the gutter and has been successful in whatever they have accomplished, whatever way they've accomplished it. They've accomplishments which I salute. I made this channel because, let's face it, I'm a real ass nigga, and I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. There is a little stigma when it comes to short men against taller men. Not to say that us short men get vouched on. Well, we do get bullied on more than, of course, taller individuals. But I'm saying that throughout life in general, short men have tend to get the short end of the stick, man. And I know that I'm 5'9", and I'm not saying I'm looking at my height and looking down, because there's a lot of people, and every day I wake up my blessings. There are people who are crippled, who can't walk, who can't use their legs, or who are even a lot shorter than I am, or who are a small person. I'm sorry if I got that term wrong. To anybody who's a small person or a little person, dwarf, please correct me in the chat. I'm not really sure the terminology in these days, but I know I am privileged to be at the stature I am of 5'9". With that due said, we still face a little bit more stigma when it comes to tall guys, and we're gonna speak about that. The reason I created this channel named ShortKingz is because I want to also empower. Like I said, I'm empowering everyone. There's a lot of tall men out there who's insecure, who doesn't have confidence. There's a lot of short men who's a lot more confidence, who are doing well, who are doing great. Maybe this is for you guys, maybe this ain't. But I'm looking for those guys who need a little motivation every day, just like I needed a little motivation every day. It's not every day that I woke up and I was feeling good. It's not every day that I woke up and I was like, "Ooh, let me do this. Today's the day." No. So some days I woke up like, "Damn, fuck, life. I gotta fight through this shit." What other days? What I gotta do? Give you guys a little bit more background about myself. I was born and raised in Harlem, New York. Played baseball growing up my whole life. Went to a little small high school called Frederick Douglass Academy in Harlem, New York. And shout out KSI. He went to FDA as well. I'm not sure if you guys follow him or know him. Funny dude on YouTube, hilarious. He also went to Frederick Douglass Academy in Harlem. So KSI, if you were running to this channel, man, shout out you, man. And Harlem made me who I am. For those of you guessing, yes, I am Hispanic. I am Dominican. But I was, born and raised in Harlem, and everything about me is Harlem. I always even thought about naming my first child middle name Harlem. Fuck around, be a good idea. I don't know. I'll see. It's a good idea. We'll see how my future shorty decides about that. I am recently single. Got our relationship. I ain't gonna lie, guys. We're gonna get into that in the future, but I was the one that fucked up on that. I was the one that got out of the relationship, and due to my negligence and my idiocracy. But we're gonna speak about that too in the future. We're gonna talk about all that good stuff. So another reason why I'm making this channel is because there are a lot of single men out here, and statistics shows, man, that There are a lot of lonely men, single men, or weak men. And by definition, what a lot of definitions for weak men, but me, my regards to a weak man is a man who cannot contribute, can uphold himself to society, or he does that, but also when it comes to a woman, he just says yes. He's a yes man to anything that comes around him. The best thing a man can do in his life is say no. No should be anyone's favorite word in life, unless career opportunities that regards to your responsibilities and your career occur. All right, but when it comes to any social gatherings, so social things like that, no, it should be a man's best friend. And we're gonna speak about that and why I believe in the power of the word no is so strong. All right, fuck it, let's speak about that right now. The reason why I think the word no is so strong is because it gives you the opportunity to say yes later. If you're always saying yes to whatever arises at that moment, all right, you're consider yourself a spontaneous person, but are you being the most productive person you can be? And I have this thing that anybody who's watching this and is in their mid 20s or younger or under 30 and stuff like that, get your shit together, man. Forget all that stuff, having fun and traveling. As a man, let women do that. Women have that time to travel and have people do all that fun stuff. As a man, we have shit to do. All right, we have time. We don't have all day to be rich. We gotta get our stuff together now, so that we can live the life that we want in the future. You sacrifice now for your goal, for your future goals, or your future goals become the sacrifice. And we just it's that simple. A lot of men are going through life on a day-to-day basis. I was that young man. I was that dude, man, going through that shit every day. Just what is the routine? Wake up, go to work, gym. Sometimes I didn't feel like it. I set my fat ass down, started watching Netflix and bullshitting. And then you know what? I started one random day. I didn't really have social media until I created my business. And somebody sent me something with Andrew Tate, and I just became pause, but infatuated with his ideology. And like I said, not many of people agree with his ways of thinking about women. But as a man, if you don't think that these men are that are on these platforms and telling you to go get it, and you feel that they're attacking you or you feel insecure about that, you're a weak man. When I looked at these videos and I seen how Andrew Tate spoke, it resonated with me, because the way he spoke to me is how my high school coaches, I would have liked my high school coaches to speak to me, to push me, and any man in the future to push me and with life. So Andrew Tate focuses on what you are. Look at yourself in the mirror. Before you make any change in life, as a man, you must get your ass up and look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? That is the first thing. Even in the therapy office, I believe that I'm not a therapist, but I believe that's what they ask you, self-reflection. They ask questions about yourself. So what do? You should be man enough to stand in front of that mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Was Joshua doing wrong? Whatever. Me, Ralph, whatever. What is Ralph doing wrong? And one day I woke up and I asked myself that. Made a list, all the cons, all the pros, and my cons outweigh the pros, man. I wasn't working out. I was inconsistent. I wasn't spending time outside. Wasn't working hard enough. Wasn't working off hours. Wasn't about my side hustles. So I got my shit together, and because that's why I still give a shout out to the Tates and Fresh and Fit and all these guys using these platforms to empower men who have way bigger platforms, because they're needed. They are the fathers that these young men don't have in their life. I work in a high school as a teacher's assistant, so I go around the classrooms and I help different the teachers, and I guide the students in whatever work they need, math, English, and all that stuff. I've been doing that for about the last 8 years, and I can't say I love it, man. I used to, but ever since I've always had the spirit of a tiger, of a lion, of a go-getter, and the working at 9 to 5, the past 5 years that I've been trying to becoming an entrepreneur and doing my own thing, I have felt significantly every day and day, this is not for me. And shout out all my 9 to 5ers, man. And if you're 20, if you're younger, you need a 9 to 5. You need to learn what it is to grind. Grinding is the biggest thing that these young men are afraid of that I see in my high schoolers. As a man, you must get your hands dirty and grind. I don't care what it is you do. If you're under 20, if you're 20 and you're not grinding, if you have a great job, that's fine. That's still a grind. Waking up every day and hustling and doing what you have to do to provide, that is grinding. A lot of our insecurities as men come from not being active, not doing things. We need to be out and about. We need to be producing. We need to be giving to the world. If we are not serving a purpose, we need to have a purpose as a man. This is why I'm also creating this podcast. But as a man, we need to face our insecurities every day. And this is why I'm creating this podcast called ShortKingz, because unfortunately, there's a lot of tall men with a lot of insecurities, but there's a lot of short men with even more insecurities that I believe coming as a background as a short man. Me, like I said, I am 5'9", but I've always been the shorter person in my group of friends throughout my life. But that has never really held me back from doing whatever I wanted to do. Why? Because of confidence. Done. Confidence starts, I believe, in the third, fourth, fifth grade. That's when you start building that confidence. Well, it starts younger for anybody, but for confidence for boys really starts coming in sports and through compliments through girls in the fourth, fifth grade. Remember being in the fourth, fifth grade and never worrying about height because everyone is some kids are a little taller at that stage, but girls are not really want a 6 foot tall, $100,000 guy. They don't want that. At that age, they are just content with flirting with you and doing this and that and maybe a little tap kiss or whatever. That's all they're content with. And even most kids in our classes, they don't get that. Why? Because they weren't confident men. They weren't built through women. All right. Confidence is a different confidence. Of course, at home, your mom is telling you, "Oh, you're such a good kid. You're a beautiful child. You're such a handsome." Yes, every kid is handsome to their mom. Even though some people looking at you like, "You ugly," you know. Everybody's handsome to their parents. All right. Everybody's special to their mom and dad. We're not talking about that. Fuck that. We're talking about society. In this podcast, we're going to talk about real shit. We're going to talk about society and what really matters to society. So we're going to talk about those insecurities. All right. As a man, I also believe that if you have a job, you must have a goal in that job. What do you want to achieve with this job? Like I said, if you're in mid-20s and all that, even any age, 9 to 5 is essential. Even if you're 30, 40, 9 to 5 is essential, even if you haven't learned about that grind, as long as you're achieving a better goal. Even our mom don't love us no more after a certain age if we're not aspiring to do something, if we're not achievers, or at least aspire to do something. We have to be at least aspiring to do something. Like I said, we all need that 9 to 5, but we all need to be achieving our goal, man. I was raised by a single woman, by a single mom, an immigrant Dominican mom, and that woman didn't play. She raised me to be the man I am today. Also had 2 older sisters, and the reason I was raised so well is because my immigrant mom didn't take no shit. She taught me how to be a man, what it is to be a man, but she can never show me how to be a man. You know, I was taught by being told and about hung around older individuals. My boy Hove, you see me, my cousin Aunt. They were when I was about 13, 14, and I was going into the adolescent. I had them. They were about 16, 17, and good thing that they was going through life themselves and were able to guide me. But not all men have this privilege to have other boys or men around them to guide them. So I hope that if you're looking at this channel, I hope that there's some kind of inspiration. And if I inspired just one of you guys, man, I'm more than happy, man. So please leave a comment, drop a like. If anybody's from Harlem, New York, if you're watching this, show some love. But I'm here for everybody in this world, here for everybody. Now, also in this channel, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about networking and how to network and resume building and empowerment. You know, everything that a man needs to know, even how to do a tie. If you guys don't know how to do it, I got you guys. I would do a live video and I would do a step-by-step, but there's a whole bunch of steps that do better ties than me. Whatever questions you may have, please make sure to leave a comment, drop a comment. I get to everybody right now. Like I said, my comment is new. So even if you're a first viewer, this is your first time and your first subscriber, I love you and appreciate all of you. Or even no views, it's fine. I'm grinding. I'm here. I'm here for the grind. I'm here for the long haul. Uh, Little background about myself as well financially. The reason why I believe I should have a platform here is because one, like I said, the name speaks for itself. The channel ShortKingz. I always considered myself a short king, even before it became a popular term. Fuck that. The term short king is really that. It's not doesn't mean that you're over anybody, you're a god, you look down on people. It's how every man view themselves. If you're tall, you're a tall king, man. Let's be real too. This term short does not offend me, and it should not offend anybody who is short. I believe if you're under, I think the average height is 5'10". So if you're not 5'10", you're below average, right? As in height. So that makes you a shorter guy. But doesn't mean that it should define you and who you are as a person, because it has never defined me. If actually I used it to my advantage. People try to make jokes when I was in high school. I was always that guy to cut ass right back. I guess that's where it never bothered me, because people knew that if they was to come at me, oh man, oh boy, I'm cutting that ass right back. Paul, shout out my boy Mason Cameron. Also, what we're going to talk about in this channel is about women, relationships, how to treat women, how women treat you, simping. Should you simp? Are you a simp? What is a simp? It's a big problem these days, man. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I do have a problem with simping, man. And you guys are making us look bad. And we're gonna talk about that, all right? We're gonna talk about how simping is not the way. Us men don't like that. We don't like to be around men who are simps, and women don't like simps. Unless you're a baller and you out here just giving this money up, then that's not even different. You're a simp and you're making us look bad. And we're gonna talk about what that is and how to stop that shit. Stop it. Stop simping. Stop the simping. Again, I'm not here to make women go, you telling them to go 50-50. And then all y'all do that talking about, oh, let's go 50-50 on a date, y'all bums, all right? If y'all niggas can't go pay for a full date, I'm not saying you shouldn't on the first date. I don't believe in spending $100, but we're going to talk about that. But on the first date, you shouldn't be out here talking about relationships and future goals, spending more than $100 and so forth. We're going to speak about all that stuff, and we're going to talk about rules to dating, rules to first dates, and all that good stuff. Now, I spoke about earlier, this channel, I'm going to hopefully to create some leaders. Again, I know there's a lot of more higher, better influencers that you could be following and stuff like that, but why not give the small guy a chance, right? I do give a bit of different perspective, because if you look at these major podcasts, all these guys are, man, I ain't gonna lie, freaking tall and successful. And I don't want the world thinking that the world is just full of incredibly uh, tall, handsome, successful men. Nah, they're all short, ugly men like us out here getting it, getting bitches, getting money, doing all this. I own my own business. I own a laundromat. All right, I've been owning that for about a year now, and I own some vending machines. I am also slowly getting into the real estate game, as in wholesaling, and soon to be fixing flipping. I do come from nothing. Again, I'm from Harlem, New York in the 90s. If anybody's a 90s baby, or if you're not, just look up Harlem, New York in the 90s and see how that place was. All right, this is where I grew up, and if I can get it, anybody can do it. All right, you just have to be about it. Just as a man, you just have to put in your work and go out and fucking get it. If you don't get it, nobody else will. If you don't wake up every day with hunger in your belly, like a lion doesn't ask himself, should I eat today? No. As soon as he wakes up from his nap, it's a nap. Lions don't even full sleep, because if they smell a predator, they still going hunting when in the middle of their nap. All right? You must be hungry. Early days, late hours. As a man, if you're in your early 20s or mid teens, fuck all that party and stuff. All right, you can have your party, but I'm not saying don't get the experience. Yes, get your party in, get that experience with women. All right, because you need that later. You can't just be out here successful and don't have experience with women. I'm just saying you need to be about your purpose. What is your purpose? Sit down tonight or anytime you look at this video and ask yourself, what is my purpose here? What are you good at? Are you good at talking to people? Are you good at running? Are you good at, find your purpose, find what you're good at, and run away with that. Me, I found my purpose in life a little later. Again, I didn't have the Andrew Tate and the Fresh and Fit like I follow now. And unfortunately, I didn't have the strict father figure in my life to tell me, yo, this is what you need. A man's life is going to be hard. This is what you, every man should be told this. Your days are going to be hard. The moment you graduate high school and you have to restart your status, if you're not already a athlete or in a social club already, your days are going to be hard. Even then, your days are going to be hard because one year, that's it. You're in competition with men like me, with men like Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit and all these other rich men around the world who can easily pull up in a bit nicer car than you. Like I said, unless you're already successful, you got that silver spoon, or you got lucky and got work grind early in your life and got your money now, did some Bitcoin stuff. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the guys that are not seen every day, that are invisible to the regular naked eye. Talking to us, you have to grind. All right. Again, this is the first episode. Just a few topics what we're going to talk about. Wanted to introduce myself. I'm gonna be putting up content every day. If I don't put up content every day, it's because something's come up. But I am on this for the long haul, and I'm here to support you guys and show you guys that you can do it. So shout out everyone, all my men. Especially shout out all my ShortKingz out there coming up, grinding, going after it. And if you're not, let's get the fuck after it. It's Ralph here, aka the Short King here, representing all my ShortKingz out there in the world. All men in power. Stay strong, stay peaceful. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as well. It helps us tremendously. It's going to help us grow and get this content out there to all those young men who need to hear some valuable, wise words. Stay kinging, y'all.